8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some view.
Oh, hello. I'm late. I'm very late. Sorry. Had a birthday party today. What can I say? How's everybody doing? I like started this last minute. I don't know why I'm expecting anybody to be here right now. I just started the chat like 2 minutes ago. I didn't announce it or anything. What's up, Light on Steel? Oh. Yeah, I wasn't even sure I was going to do a chat tonight. It was just, I was like, why not? I got home. Went to my nephew's birthday party today. The birthday party was originally supposed to be at like, I think they were going to do it at like 2. And I'm like, that's good enough. That gives me like 5 hours to go to the party and come home, start my chat at 7. And then they're like, oh no, we're going to do it at 5. I was like, but there we go. What's up, Alaskan Ballistics? Fucking that name up there. Anyway. I just felt like doing a chat tonight. I don't really have a lot to talk about. There wasn't a lot going on this week as far as geek stuff goes. Or was there? I don't know. I should probably look before I open my mouth. There might have been cool stuff to talk about. I don't remember. There was some stuff. There was some stuff to talk about. I guess. No new movies or anything out right now. I think Dune comes out next week, which I'm totally looking forward to. I'm nervous, though, about Dune. And I'll tell you why I'm nervous about Dune. It's because it's getting really, really good reviews from all the critics that I never agree with. That's the only, like, I'm a little hesitant, if I'm honest. Because I'm just like, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, usually if the critics love a movie, I probably won't. And if they hate a movie, I probably will. Not every time. Not every time, mind you. They hated Madam Web, and that was a steaming fucking pile of shit. So, I agreed with that. But they just love Dune so much. I love the first Dune. I love that movie. I'm just nervous. That's what it's like being a movie fan nowadays, right? You're just worried that every single thing that you love will be destroyed by some BS corporate woke DEI policy decision to make a movie more whatever the hell instead of just letting it be good. You know what I mean? And that worries me. That like really worries me. Because that's what it's like. That's what it's like. And it's ridiculous. And so you get a movie like Dune. Loved the first one, thought it was great. I understand it was slow. I get that. It was a slow movie, but it was like really good slow movie. It was a slow burn movie, but like really, really well done. I liked it a lot. And I'm usually not on board with slow burn. Usually. Not all the time. But like I hate the first Dune movie. Like I truly hate the first Dune movie. Oh, hello, Duke. How you doing? And he's just not saying anything. First he tries to jack my chat tonight. Now he's not going to say anything.
Hello. Hey, buddy. How everything's fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to chat in your name, and
No, and talking
disparaging
shit about me in the title.
or the whole chat.
Yeah,
That didn't happen. Everything's fine. Man, my best friend is here. Oh, I'm so happy.
yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I was just talking trash, and I was like, I wonder if he's gonna go live. And I was like, oh, he's live now. We gotta end this. Uh, dude, did you read my text?
Yes, I did read your text.
Okay, so
I haven't seen anything.
I did a video on it. I just talked about it. So
Okay,
if you want to talk about it here,
like, I know, like it comes out tomorrow, right?
it comes out tomorrow. I'll be quiet if you want me to be quiet. We could talk if you want, but I'm telling you, I've got some theories.
You seemed mad at what in that text at whatever it was you heard.
Well, I'm mad because it got ruined. I would have obviously preferred to have not seen it, but now I can't unsee.
What was it? Like you just ran across a Facebook post or some bullshit?
It was a YouTube short. So I'm just scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, that's real. That's not fake. And I would like watch. Obviously, I watched it like 4 times.
Well, of course.
And I was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, so now I know, like, now it's there. So I have to. I at least want to tell you, like, dude, you got to be careful because it's definitely not fake. But I think I've got an explanation. So if you want to just not talk, we won't talk about it. Or if you want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But it's your chat. I didn't want to bring it up on mine.
I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
I also have no expectations because Walking Dead has just ruined everything that I loved.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like it's just the first episode. I mean, Jesus Christ, how much can be spoiled in a first episode?
Well, enough. Like enough. Just one. It's a very big event that happens in the first.
Does someone die?
No, no one dies. It's a thing that happens.
Yeah, just tell me. I don't
okay,
care.
so he is killing walkers in the middle of the night.
Uh-huh.
He is tethered. He has like an arm tether, and he's obviously shows like a clamp on a shackle on his arm connected to some like wire.
His arm off or something.
He chops his own hand off.
Okay,
he sticks. Well, now, but I've got a theory that it's a dream. And this is a red herring, because why would you send out your workers to clear walkers in the middle of the night? And it's a very strange thing. Like he heats up the axe, he chops his own hand off, and then he sticks his whole arm into like a fire, and then he's like going in and out of consciousness, and then he runs, and that's all you see. It's not that long. But I really think that it's him thinking about doing it or having like a hallucination. And I think it's going to be what they show us in the very beginning to really shock us and draw us in. But again, I don't think it's what he's going to actually do. But I could be wrong. But I don't think it is. I think it's going to be
like I don't count. Even if he does lose a hand, like that's not a spoiler if you read the comics. Granted, it was at a completely different point in time, but like
yeah.
I don't really. That doesn't bother me that much. That's not a spoiler. Like somebody dying, that's a spoiler.
Yeah,
something like that. I mean, if he loses his fucking hand, oh well. Like,
I hope he doesn't. It's gonna make him less effective. I hope it's just a dream sequence in which he is thinking about, I want to get out of here so bad I'm willing to lop my hand off, but he doesn't do it. And that's my thought.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm waiting for it to. We'll see. I don't know when it's going to pop up because I don't watch. I mean, I watch on the website, so I don't know when it's going to pop up for me. Sometimes it pops up early. Sometimes it pops up after it airs.
Well, if it pops up early, do me a favor and send it over if you find it, because I want to see it like ASAP.
It just depends when, because a lot of times they release it on AMC Plus first.
Yeah, but they're going to make us all wait until tomorrow.
So if it goes up on AMC Plus first, it gets downloaded on the website before it ever premieres on television.
Right, but I think they're making us all wait, though.
Yeah, probably. So.
Well, I'll send it to you if you want it. So.
I don't care. I'm gonna watch it, but I honestly, like, my hype for Rick coming back has been so beaten down over the last 3 or 4 years, however long it's been since
Yeah.
they've talked about this.
I
That
know.
my excitement level is just not. I mean, I'm like, okay. I mean, I'll watch it.
I
but
know. I know.
Not that hyped for it like I was 3 years ago.
Honda just made the correlation that he's like a beat cop that has to keep coming to my house, but I'm abused by The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he has to come hear me say like, I thought it was going to be good this time, and he's like, I told you it wasn't going to be good. And I'm like, but it said it would be better this season.
He said he wouldn't beat me.
Yeah, it's like you and Honda have to come.
He loved me.
You and Honda have to come tell me like, listen, it's just no good for you. You got to be done. You got to let him go.
I mean, look, the way I look at it is, look, my expectations are really low.
Yeah.
And so I might actually be pleasantly surprised if it's actually good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have high expectations for it. I just don't. I wish I did. You're talking about what at one time for, 6 or 7 seasons was like one of the best shows I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah.
And it just slowly went to shit.
I mean, I remember like watching every episode, looking at every gun, looking up every gun, like and just being infatuated with every single thing, having endless conversations of predictions and who was going to make it through a season.
Oh yeah.
And like, okay, well, Carol's supposed to die this season, but I don't think it's going to be Carol. I think it's going to be Tyrese, and I don't think like Gled, he's safe and Rick's safe, but I think Carl, like that was a great time to have endless conversations.
I literally started doing a weekly Geek Chat in 2011 because of that show. Like
that's what started. That was everything.
That's why I started doing that. That's why I started talking about geek stuff at all. That's why anybody knows that I'm a geek, because before then I was just doing all the other kinds of videos on that channel. And I wasn't doing, any other, like I wasn't, and then that came out and it seemed to be pretty popular with the crowd that surrounded my channel at the time. And so it was an easy way to start slipping in things like, I'm a huge fucking nerd who likes comic books and toys and, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was the entry point. That's what got me to start talking about it, to everybody on YouTube, was because of that show. Because the first season came out in 2010, right?
Yep, 2010, and Halloween.
It was the 6 episodes, and everybody watched it, and everybody loved it. So when season 2 was ready to come out, I started doing a Monday night chat after the show, right? Like, so it would come out on Sunday, Monday night, we would all sit around and talk about it. Yeah. And then that just kind of expanded into talking about other movies and TV shows and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was very much on board with the show for years and years and years. At the time, it was arguably, I don't know, it went back and forth, for several years between like, which is the better show, like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. Both came out on Sunday nights was awesome.
Oh yeah,
Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, on Sunday nights, it was freaking awesome. It was a great night for television.
Yep.
And I don't know, after about 7 seasons, after it was the Savior War that drug on way too fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it started to go to shit. They drugged that thing out so long. It was not that long in the comics, and it just got drug out, and the show started lagging. And now half the characters that you like are gone, and they're replaced by characters that aren't as good. And then a season and a half later, Rick's gone. And then the show just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And then the spinoffs just weren't good, other than, Fear got good in season 4 once they basically killed off the entire cast.
Yeah.
And new cast members in there. It got good. But then even after about 3 seasons of that started to suck again. And then the what are the other ones? We got Tales from the Walking Dead, which was trash. Like, there were 2 episodes that I liked, and the other 6 were trash. The Negan and Maggie show was trash. The Daryl Dixon show was trash. Like, it's a great analogy. You're
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
where it's like you're the dog that's been beaten too many times.
Yeah.
So now you flinch at everything. Even when somebody's coming over to pet you
Yep.
and be nice to you, you fucking flinch because you're like, oh, I'm about to get my ass beat. Right? That's what
Yeah.
Walking Dead has done to the fans.
Yeah.
It is just we are a bunch of beaten dogs that are used to the show sucking now.
Well, and I think if you save two people, if you would have saved Carl and Glenn, you could have really kept a show going without Rick. Because I would have bought way more into those characters.
Well, I would say Glenn, yes. Definitely Glenn.
Yeah.
I would argue that if after Rick left, you had Glenn and Abraham, which I think at one point were the two best characters on the show, who also fucking died at the same time.
Yeah.
You could have kept the show going with the two of them. Daryl's fine, and I get why people like Daryl, but he honestly,
he's number 2.
yeah, but he's not. He's a great number 2. He's not a lead.
Exactly.
And that's nothing
reminiscing about your abuse.
Nothing about the actor.
Yeah.
Right? But that's his character. His character is not a leading character. It's why his show sucked.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about Daryl Dixon being the main guy. Him as Rick's number 2, fucking great. You know what I mean? The fact that they were like brothers was great.
Yeah.
But once Rick left, like I stopped giving a shit about Daryl.
Exactly.
And so he couldn't carry the show. And I know they tried with him because he was like once Rick and Michonne left, like he was the last, one that had been on since the very beginning, him and Carol, and he couldn't carry it. And so they brought in all these other characters, and they tried with Negan for a while. And I do like Negan. Jeffrey D. Morgan as Negan is great when they write good stories for him, but they almost never do.
What is this show about? Is it about zombies, or is it about a man who wakes up in the hospital and the fucking entire world is turned into a zombie apocalypse and he's got to go find his family and his story?
It's about his story, which is why it was
without him
interesting when he left.
So without him, you don't have a show.
Exactly. Yet they kept it going for another 3 or 4 seasons. So, yeah, point blank, look, I'm not that hyped for the new show. Like, if it turns out to be good, awesome. But I have no hopes at this point. My expectations are pretty fucking low. And so, whatever. That's a new show. I'll watch it. But I'm not like, oh, I can't wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be cool if it's good. If it is, awesome. I'm always good for, everything I watch, I want to be good. You know what I mean? I don't watch shit hoping it's going to suck. Right?
Right.
I want to enjoy the shit that I watch.
What's that German word where you take pleasure from other people's pain?
Gesundheit.
It's like Schadenfreude or something.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
It's like that's how I watch my fucking TV shows with Schadenfreude, hoping that they suck.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I am watching a good show right now, though, which is I'm only 3 or 4 episodes in. 4 episodes in. Which is the new Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. I'm digging that so far. I don't know if anybody else was into I got into Avatar because I had kids, right? My son loved it. My daughters loved it, right? So I watched it and then actually really liked the show. I was like, oh, this is like the closest thing to, I mean, you could tell it was like it was on Nickelodeon and kids enjoyed it, but it was like good enough and well written enough and the characters were developed enough and the dialogue was good enough that I was like, oh shit, this is actually something adults can enjoy. And so I really liked that cartoon. And so far, the Netflix show, the live action show, is really good. I don't know, it could go all to shit in the last 4 episodes. It's only 8 total. But so far, so good. Like, that's a good show. I'm excited about trying to finish watching that this weekend. So that's something I'm like legitimately excited about. But I've found myself lately, the last couple years, I'm spending more time watching older stuff. I'm either rewatching stuff I haven't watched in a long time, or going back and watching stuff that for whatever reason I missed the first time around, like I did with Deep Space Nine. I just finished
everything new is so bad.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good new shit. There's a couple things here and there, but nothing like it used to be. You knew any night of the week there was going to be at least one good show you were going to really enjoy. 7 nights a week, you knew there was at least one good show. You had a good Sunday show, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, right? You knew on one of the networks there was going to be a show you were going to really enjoy watching. And that's not a thing anymore. Like there may be 1 or 2 shows a week that I, at any given time might enjoy watching. Network TV just fucking sucks across the board. A lot of the channels that used to play stuff that I like some of the cable channels like Sci-Fi or USA and some of these channels that, went through periods of time where they, there was an era of Sci-Fi channel for about 10 years or so from the mid 2000s to the mid 2010s where, dude, they were knocking it out of the park with, all kinds of stuff, BSG and The Expanse and Dark Matter and like all these great fucking shows. And that's gone. But
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Oh no, I was just gonna say but lately I'm watching some of the older stuff. Like I finally went back. I just finished about a week ago. I watched Community, which I'd never watched Community before. Always heard really good things about it, but I never watched it. And it's a fantastic show. It's a really good show. 6 seasons, great show, especially if you're a geek, because there's they it's hard to describe if you've never seen the show, but they play into a lot of the geek stereotypes and tropes, but at the same time, like it's real. Like there's legitimately, and if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you, but there's legitimately like a Halloween episode, I think in season 2, where there's a zombie outbreak, and it's like not a dream, it's like real. Like the college has a zombie outbreak in it. Like for real, legitimately, like that happens in the show. There are fucking zombies that show up for a whole fucking episode. And like shit like that happens in the show in this college-based sitcom. So it's like that level of stuff, where strange things happen. It's a really good show. Highly recommend it if you've never seen it. If you have, cool, you know what I'm talking about. But so I've been doing stuff like that. I find going back and because going back to a time when shows were actually good and just watching the shit that either I haven't watched in a long time or had never gotten a chance to see. It's way better than anything they're putting out now.
So I have to air a grievance and ask for help right now, if that's okay with you.
Okay, I mean, I can't do anything about penis size, but...
Well, thankfully it's not that this time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's something else.
All right.
My chair broke. And so I went to Walmart, and I was like, okay, let me just buy, like, a fucking computer desk chair. Oh, this one's like $80 or whatever. I'm sure it's fine. It's $80. How could it not be okay?
Yeah.
Take it home, put it together. It is probably the most uncomfortable chair I have ever sat in my entire fucking life. Like it just sucks in every fucking way that I would want a chair to do things it doesn't do. Like the things that I would like out of a chair, it doesn't give me. It sucks. So that's my grievance: is fuck Walmart chairs for $80. And for the help part, do you guys have like a brand or like a specific chair that you prefer, or like the one that you're sitting in? Do you like it? What's the name of it? Where can I get it? I don't know. I need a chair.
So the one I have, I'm about to replace, but it is a really good chair. It's just really old. This was my wife's chair for a very long time, and when my last one broke, she got a new chair, so I took her old chair. It's a really nice, like a leather chair. It's really nice.
This shit's giving me like back problems right now. It's like not
this
good.
One's like a fucking, what the fuck is this chair? I forget what brand it is. But it's like one of those nice brands, you know what I mean? Like one of those good ones, like a fucking, I don't know if it's a like fucking Sealy or what. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like, I don't know. It's a nice one, but it's getting old. I go through about one chair a year because I do all my YouTube stuff here, and I work here. So I'm in this chair all the fucking time. What I used to do was I would buy one of those gaming chairs for like, $80 to $100 on Amazon once a year. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think I don't know if I want to spend more money than that for a chair that I know I'm only going to keep for a year before I end up replacing it.
Okay, well that's the thing though, is like if you spend more, maybe it'll last more than a year.
But I've
and
done
maybe
that
you'll be
before.
happier with it.
The most I've ever spent on a chair was $250, and it still only lasted a year. I still ended up replacing it after a year.
Get a 5-year protection plan. You get 5 chairs, baby.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I do. I got a $150 Vonsi gaming chair with like an Allstate $24 protection plan. You get a free chair when it craps out. It lasts 5 years. $170.
Well, I bought one of those gaming chairs, and that thing, I don't know if it was just the one that I bought or whatever, but like the fucking armrests bent and fell off. The fucking back didn't work right. It had like shitty fucking support. Like it would lean too far or not far enough or way too far.
Because I had one like that too. Remember, we both had basically the same chair, but they were like two different brands, but you could tell they were both from the same factory in China.
Yeah.
And it had those shitty fucking plastic bars in the seat.
Right, and it was like bent as fuck. But like when I threw that thing away, it was fucked.
I did manage to. I held on to it and kept it in somewhat working condition for a year, and then got rid of it. Yeah, no, I end up buying a new fucking chair every year. I don't know what I want to do this year. Whenever this one's starting to really kind of crap out on me. Like it's good.
I think mine lasted like 4 months, dude. When I bought that gaming chair, it was like 4 months later I had to buy a new chair.
Jesus, I'm a big 300-pound dude with a bad back, and I've had this for going on a year and a half. So
I think I'm just gonna go to like we got a Staples here that sells like nice office chairs, so maybe I'll try one of those or something. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know, but I'm gonna be replacing this one soon.
Lazy Boy makes chairs that actually like full recline, like you can sleep in.
Yeah,
they're like $400.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want like a chair that I can like. I don't know. If I don't want to lay down in my bed, I don't have to.
Yeah. My buddy pretty much lives on his PC, and he like sleeps, watches movies, and everything on it. And he has that Lazy Boy, and he says bitching. Maybe look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know about Lazy Boy. That sounds expensive.
It's $400.
Yeah, that's some pricey shit right there.
I mean, he's had it for 5 years. I don't know.
Ledley says, if you enjoy historical accurate series, check out Call the Midwife. So my mother watches that show. If that tells you anything, my mother watches that fucking show. So I've never watched it because she's been like, oh, this is such a great show. And I'm like, okay, you're 72. I don't think it's probably going to be my type of show. But what the fuck do I know? I also watched the shit out of Downton Abbey as well. So I've seen that show fucking twice. And I like that show. As fucking stupid as that is, but I like it. Oh, we got a super chat here. MSB9021 says, good evening, everyone. See my chat comments. Okay, what did MSB say? He said the best chairs are like office supply types, but they run around 300 minimum. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like next time I go buy a chair, get like go to like Staples, or we got Staples and Office Depot down here, and like go check them out and see, because a lot of times they have sales on stuff. So he also says, I paid around $100 for mine, got it at Sam's Club. Yeah, like Walmart. It's Serta. Hydraulics are holding up, but fabric's starting to tear. 4 months old. You know what? Now that you say that, I think that's what this is a Serta. That's what this chair is. And my wife had it for like 2 years before I took it, because my last one just like literally I was sitting in the last chair that I bought last year, and like I don't know what the fuck it was. That thing that screws on the bottom that has a spring in the bottom of the chair that's supposed to like add support or whatever. Like all I know is it popped off, shot across the room, and my chair went back, and I fucking fell out the back of my goddamn chair one day, and I was like, well, that fucking chair's done.
Don't need that piece, that's for sure.
What's funny though like the kids or the wife, like a girl who weighs like 110 pounds, will never break her chair. Her chair will last for 10 years, and then she'll wonder why you go through a chair every year. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck me, dude.
Like I said, my wife had this chair for 2 years. The only reason that she got a new chair was because I needed a chair, and instead of me buying one, she's like, "Well, let me just get a new chair." She's like, I wanted a new chair anyway, because this one, like, it worked great, but it was leather, so the leather starts wearing on it and shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Getting all softer and cracked and shit.
I do curls and like,
And I've had it for like 6 months, and it's fucking gotten 10 times worse since I've had it. Like, I've done more to it in 6 months than she did to it in 2 fucking years. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. Office chairs, bro. Office chairs.
Hey, Matt, I watched a movie this week. I thought of you. You watched a movie called The Founder about McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. About Ray Kroc. I love that movie. I've seen that movie many times.
Yeah, I just watched it for the first time and loved it. And didn't know if you had seen it. It's got our boy Batman in it.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
really
as I've
enjoyed
gotten
it.
older, I really love like history movies. Now, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
movies about real shit.
Yes.
Like I loved Oppenheimer. This, shit like that. I think that comes just with age. You start giving more. Like in my 20s, I wouldn't have given a fuck about Oppenheimer or The Founder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now I'm like totally digging that type of shit. I love that movie. Yeah, that's a great movie. That's one of those movies I compare it to Catch Me If You Can, which is one of my all-time favorite movies because it's a movie that I can just watch over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's like based on a true story, and it's for the most part historically accurate. And The Founder's like that. It's one of those movies like if it's on, or if I just want to put a good movie on, I can put The Founder on. You know what I mean? And just it's great. I love it. I love watching.
Yeah.
I love watching how, all the shit like that happened to create one of the world's largest corporations, and then how he in the end realized where the money was.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating story. I love it.
Yeah, it was in the land that it was on, not necessarily the business. So, anyways, loved it.
speaking of movies, I have watched both Escape from LA and Escape from New York, and I'm on a 60-40 split. I was neutral, but Duke pushed me over the edge last night, kicking me out of the chat. And it's LA, baby!
Oh,
There you
man.
go.
Et tu, Brute. Et tu, Brute. Man. Wow.
Yes.
I even bought New York
Yes.
on Blu-ray because you couldn't stream it.
Wow, man. What real disappointment you've become. You will never be invited into my chats again.
Now I'm gonna have to make you a mod on my chat.
Yeah, this guy gets promoted. No way, man.
Great. I love it. I'm telling you, man. It's a better movie. It's a more fun movie.
The ending is better. I like the guns better. I didn't like that Uzi crap. That was just too big. The revolvers were cooler.
Yeah, the Uzi that was cool, the revolvers that were cool, right? I mean, that big overhunked, unbalanced gun he got that wasn't even real.
Yeah.
And come on, dude. It is the most pimp ass, kick ass fucking ending to a movie. He fucking shuts the fucking world down.
Yeah, it ruins everything.
I
Come
mean,
on.
He has an attitude.
The basketball was
Yeah,
lame.
because that's Snake Plissken. Come on.
No, dog. That's
The disco balls on the car was cooler than the chandeliers. I'm sorry, Duke.
the chandelier, the Duke of New York. Yeah, dude, whatever. Like you're never gonna be invited back ever. Man, what a betrayer! What a betrayer!
Telling you, I love both movies. I grew up on Escape from New York, but Escape from LA is better.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to tell the truth,
See, right now, I'd totally be kicked right now.
and that's the truth. What do you want me to say? You want me to lie?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I want you to tell me I'm better. Mine's
Just
better.
fucking lie.
Yeah, that'd be way better.
Yeah, Escape from New York is totally better. There, I just lied.
Now it's
Are
worse.
you happy?
I'm very happy.
You know what? I recently caught up on. I had watched the first season when it came out like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I was going to watch the second season, and I don't remember why I didn't. I think I was waiting for my wife to watch it with me because she had watched the first season with me, and then like in the end, she never we never watched it, and so I just kind of forgot about it. But now season 3 is starting, so I've just binge watched season 2 and watched so far is only one episode of season 3 out. Watch that, and that's that show Resident Alien. And I know I had talked about it like 2 or 3 years ago when the first season was out, but I haven't talked about it in a long time because I fucking forgot about it. And it's based off a comic book, and it's probably the only good show on Sci-Fi Channel right now. And it's Alan Tudyk. Everybody knows who Alan Tudyk is from Firefly. He's the pilot.
Oh yeah, yep.
For Firefly. Okay, it's Alan Tudyk. He plays an alien that comes to Earth to destroy Earth, but he crashes and loses the weapon that is supposed to destroy Earth. And when he crashes in a small Colorado mountain town, and he ends up getting confronted by this dude who owns a cabin on a lake, played by Alan Tudyk, and he scares him because he's a fucking alien. He's tall and green and has 4 arms and all this shit, and accidentally kills the dude in the first episode. And then but he can manipulate himself, so he just makes himself look like that dude. And then it turns out that dude was like the town doctor. So now he's in a small mountain town pretending to be the town doctor. And I'm not going to go much into it. I'm just trying to lay the premise from the first episode because a lot of shit happens.
Antics ensue
throughout the 2 seasons that are out right now, starting on the 3rd season. And first of all, Alan Tudyk, I've always liked him since Firefly. He's fucking hilarious, and I think he's a really good actor. And he is insanely fucking funny in this show. It's not really a comedy. I mean, it's got a good drama streak in it, sci-fi streak in it, but it also has a good comedy streak in it because he's an alien trying to pretend to be human. So he's completely just weird. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't talk right. He doesn't understand anything. He's always learning shit, So his interaction with people is off. And he's fucking hilarious. It's a great fucking show. Awesome. Highly recommend checking it out for anybody. I think anybody in here would like it. The first season is like 10 episodes. Second season 16 episodes, and I think third season is going to be 16 episodes, like the second season was. But it just started, and it's fucking hilarious and really well written, and the characters are all done well. And I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, definitely check it out because it's the kind of show that it's the kind of shit it's sci-fi, alien, funny alien shows up to Earth, and anyway, highly recommend that show. I completely fucking forgot about it until they're like, oh, season 1 premieres this week, and I was like, what? Wait, or no, sorry, season 3. And I was like, fuck, I forgot about that show, and loved it, absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. 2 thumbs up. So, but that is at least one good show that's on television right now that I like. So that's something that's actually new and on television right now that I think is good. But again, it's one of the few things like we were talking about earlier. Like the other thing I like, but that's over now, is For All Mankind. Phenomenal show. Mm-hmm. But 4th season is over, so that's not on right now. House of the Dragon doesn't come out for another fucking year or some stupid shit.
I feel like we're in a drought.
Yeah, Yellowstone's been over. I don't know when they did half a season of Yellowstone a year ago, and we still haven't gotten the second half of the season. So I don't know what's going on with that because apparently there's been all kinds of fucking behind the scenes drama keeping the show from getting made. So who the fuck knows what's happening with that? Apparently there's the other Mandalorian is pretty much over, although I've heard they might do a 4th season, but now they're more focused on doing the movie, which isn't necessarily a Mandalorian movie, but they're doing a movie that's going to bring in the characters from the Mandalorian and from Ahsoka and all this stuff. I think the movie is going to be the Thrawn. It's going to be about trying to defeat Thrawn. I'm fairly certain that's what the movie's going to be about. So it's going to be a mix of Mandalorian characters, Rebels characters, Ahsoka characters, all that. It's going to be a Star Wars movie about defeating Thrawn, which I'm down for. That's cool. But while they're doing that, they're not really focusing on new Star Wars content. And or I think we're getting a season 2, but who the fuck knows? Like there's just not a lot of shows on right now. There's just not a lot of good television.
Give me a good post-apocalyptical show / movie to catch up on. Because you're right. There's nothing good on now, so we watch old stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I assume you've seen Jericho, right?
Oh, yeah. I am actually watching it with the Jericho Virgin. I need to release those videos on my channel.
Have you ever seen a movie or a TV show called Jeremiah?
No.
That's one I would
It's a
recommend.
Western, isn't it?
What about
No.
Black Summer?
I do not like Black Summer.
What?
I like the zombies.
Hey. I will say I did not get into Black Summer the first time I tried watching it. I couldn't even get through the first season. But then season 2 came out, and everybody kept telling me how good season 2 was. So I forced myself to watch the whole first season, and by the end of the first season, it got way better. But I had gotten like 4 episodes in when the first season originally came out, and
Yeah,
I
I
just
didn't
like
think it was that
I was
good.
like fucking bored. But if you stick it out through the whole first season, it gets much better, and then season 2 is really fucking good.
Maybe I'll have to go back and give that a
So-
shot. I just thought it was cheap, crappy fighting, and I was like,
Yeah, dude, that's the same place I was. Like I said, I got
Okay.
like 4 episodes into the first season, and I stepped away
Then
until season 2 came out.
I would this is what I would suggest. Watch season 2.
okay.
And I'll tell you what you need to know that's important, and it's like 3 things. And that's it. That's all I need to tell you is 3 things.
Yeah.
And you can just watch season 2, and then season 2 moves at a much better pace, and
Yeah.
it gives you a much more like fun SHTF stuff, and you will enjoy it. And then you'll want to go back and watch season 1 because you'll want to know like some holes.
Okay.
But that's all that matters. So
Yeah.
I think Matt's right. But I would just suggest doing 2 to 1. Then you'll care more.
Cool.
Like I was saying, there's a show called Jeremiah, and it came out early 2000s, I want to say. It actually came out before Jericho did, but it's called Jeremiah, and it was like on one of the cable channels. It was like Showtime or something. It did. Full warning. It only got 2 seasons and ends on a cliffhanger, which sucks. But it's still a really good show, and it's post-apocalyptic. And what it is it takes place in the future, where there was a virus that hit the world, and it killed everybody like over the age of 14. For some reason, like everybody over a certain age just fucking died.
Just
And
kids,
so the
huh?
world is left populated only by kids. And this takes place like 15 or so years later after that happened. So now everybody who was old enough is like barely 30 years old. That's like the oldest people in the world are like fucking 30. And it's post-apocalyptic because, I mean, seriously, what would the world be like, if all of a sudden like there was nobody who knew how to do anything left in the world, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
And it got 2 seasons, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. But again, unfortunately, it did get canceled. And so that I know for some people, because I'm kind of like this. If I know a show's going to get canceled before the story finishes, I'm much less likely to watch it. But it's still a really good show.
It just like my wife is the same way. She won't watch something, and like if the show's been out, she won't watch it until it's done, just so she can watch it all the way through. Though I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I still need to watch Game of Thrones. I haven't seen an episode.
What the fuck?
I had a baby. So
I got 4 kids, dude.
My
So
time was very
one of which came
taken up.
in the middle of like season 3. So who gives a shit?
I'm like the 1% of the world that hasn't seen fucking Game of Thrones yet.
Yeah, man, you got to watch Game of Thrones.
Every time I was over and like my buddy had it on, it was just a penis, and I'm like, "What are you watching? Gay porn?" And he's like, "The one penis of the season. You just happened to come over. Come on, man."
Yeah, there's like at least one.
I don't know, man. I think at this point, it's like back in the day, I was going to get a tongue ring. And then it was like everybody got a tongue ring. And then because everyone had a tongue ring, I didn't want one anymore.
Maybe you should just not watch it ever.
Yeah, I can be the 1% forever.
Except for the fact that it is legitimately one of the best shows that's ever been on television. That's the problem.
I'll check it out one day. My problem is I watch like Sons of Anarchy again or like Justified. Like those are my two. I just
Both
rewatch
fantastic shows.
great
by the way.
shows.
Okay, Sons of Anarchy is definitely one of those movies or those shows where you watch it and you're like, yeah, I could get a bike.
Yeah,
I could definitely be in that bike. And I'm like, picture myself like, yeah, that's me.
No,
That's
you're
me on that
Chucky.
bike.
You're Chucky. We're chopping off your hands, bro.
No, I'm
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy did sell a lot of Harley Davidsons.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of dudes that had never no business, and then I remember I joined like a few like Facebook groups for Sons of Anarchy because I got real deep into it, and it was so funny to see people posting pictures of their Sons of Anarchy gear and the gatekeeping dudes that would be like, if you ever wore that in real life and a real biker caught you, you know what would happen to you? And I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Relax.
Nothing.
Like,
Dude, I'm so sick of
nothing's
the
gonna
real
happen.
bikers. Like, these dudes are like, if you're not part of a biker gang, then fuck you, and you can't
Yeah.
ride in the same street as me because blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, try to catch me on your slow-ass piece of shit, oil-leaking hog of a fucking Harley, because you
Yeah.
can't catch me on my Japanese
Fuck
sport
that,
bike.
bro. I got a truck. Get off road. Let's go in the cornfields, bitch. Let's see how you do that.
I came in contact with a biker gang, and it was like with someone who was talking about them, trying to make me nervous, and they were like, "Yeah, the Jokers are gonna come get you," and I was like, "Are you?" I just couldn't stop laughing because all I could picture was the Joker's crew from the 1989 Batman. They were all with those suits and those jackets and stuff, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope they do because I love those jackets."
We're the Jokers. Freaking Batman Beyond.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh no, man, I'm not really nervous. It's okay."
Henchman
Good luck.
Bob. Remember Henchman Bob?
Yeah, Bobby shot him. It's
Yep.
it's the guy from Conan.
Yep.
It's the thief
Yep.
from Conan the Destroyer. He's like, Bob, gun. He takes the gun and shoots Bob.
Yep. Oh, good times, man. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I watched Quantum Leap. That new Quantum Leap. God damn, the show's so fucking woke. Like, it really is. It's so woke. The show's so woke. I still watch it because it's time travel and it's, it's connected to the first Quantum Leap, and they talk about Sam Beckett and Al and all that shit all the time. And it's still an interesting show, but they just finished season 2, and I finished watching it, and it's just I wanna really like the show because it's not a bad show. You know what I mean? It's they do a lot more of what's going on in the present. You know what I mean? Like I would say about a quarter to a third of every episode takes place in the present at Project Quantum Leap, right? And then 2/3 to 3/4 is whatever Sam's doing in whatever time he's in. And the Sam part is just like old Quantum Leap. You know what I mean? Not Sam. Sorry, the character's name is Ben, and he's doing fucking the same. It's the same type of stuff that we saw on the old show, which I love, and so I still watch it. But goddamn, they take every fucking opportunity to throw some woke shit in there, every fucking chance they get, and it is just it's so hard to watch. I don't know why I do, to be honest. Glutton for punishment, I guess, because it's really fucking hard to watch as much shit as they throw in that fucking show. So it's not something I can recommend. Like, I watch it for fucking whatever reason, you know what I mean? Like, it's more Quantum Leap, so I fucking watch it. But good lord, it's just every fucking episode there's some fucking trans thing or some you know what I mean? They got to throw something into every fucking episode. And I'm just like, dude, there's not that many trans people in the fucking world, dude. They don't need representation in every fucking episode. That's just not realistic. But yeah, I finished that show. I can't recommend it. I don't know why I still watch it, to be honest with you. But whatever. Has anybody in here, because I haven't, ever played Borderlands?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the new trailer for the movie?
Yeah, I've seen they're doing a show. Is it a show or a movie?
I thought it was a movie. I don't know. Is it a show? I don't know if it's a show or a movie. I have no idea, but I saw the trailer.
Regardless, it's rated R for sure.
Yeah. I guess a bunch of people who've played the games were bitching about the trailer. I've never played the game. I watched the trailer. Fucking looked awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
I guess one thing they were complaining about was because Jamie Lee Curtis is playing a character in the show, but like I guess in the game the character is obviously not like a fucking 70-year-old woman. The character's it's still a woman, but it's like a younger woman, like in her 30s or something. And so they got Jamie Lee Curtis playing it. So I guess people were getting upset about that. I don't know. I've never played the game. I have seen people play the game. I have seen trailers for the game. I am aware of what Borderlands is. And when I watch that trailer, I'm like, cool, looks like Borderlands. You know?
I think it looks good.
But the trailer was great. I thought the trailer fucking looked great. Got to like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
You can't please anybody.
Like, you know, a post-apocalyptic future where Earth is like a shithole and these people come to Earth to fucking find this treasure. And it's all like Mad Max fucking, you know, motif everywhere, you know, into the world Mad Max style shit going on everywhere. And I'm like, fucking sold. Yeah, I'll watch that shit.
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, people bitch about anything anymore, you know? Yeah. And honestly, dude, we're in a dry spell. Like we already said, like there's nothing good to watch. So all I'm looking forward to is Deadpool. So if they give me something else to look forward to, you know, I'm down.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, though. But it's totally entertainment's fault that everybody bitches about everything. And that is because, much like we were just talking about earlier with Walking Dead, the fan base, especially for genre stuff. So by genre, I mean sci-fi, comic book, fantasy, you know what I mean? That type of stuff that's, you know, especially for genre fans, those of us who have been geeks and nerds for a really fucking long time, those of us who read comics and or played Warcraft or whatever, right? Like,
yeah.
For those of us that have been into this stuff a long time, and it's only been the last 15 years or so that Hollywood and you know, networks and things have caught on that, oh, this is stuff people actually like, right? Like, we are that abused dog, just like with what Walking Dead's done. We are so used to them inserting woke culture, DEI, or some other bullshit into everything that they pump out, that when something new comes out, people's first reaction is to bitch about it, is to find anything that's not exactly the way they remember it, and to say, fuck this show because of that. And I get it. They fucking did it to themselves, because they fucking seemingly tried their best to ruin fucking Star Wars and fucking Marvel and DC and everything else that we fucking like and grew up on and love. And so when something new like Borderlands comes out and people see Jamie Lee Curtis playing a character and she's like, oh, she's 40 years too old to play that character, fuck this show. You know? And it's their own fucking fault for doing it. They've abused the fucking dog so much that now every time you walk up to it, it thinks you're gonna fucking hit it. That's what the fan base is doing right now. You fucking put a new trailer out there, they're gonna look for the fucked up shit. They're gonna look for it. And if they see anything that don't seem right, they're gonna be like, oh, woke bullshit. That's what you have trained the audience to fucking do. That's what you've trained them to do. And it's their own fucking fault. And Borderlands may be great and have no woke shit in it at all.
Borderlands is going to be so much fun because they pretty much say whatever they fucking want in the game. So you can have anything come out of their mouth. It is 100% like, yeah, they got some trans and gay characters, but dude, they have a gun that freaking talks shit on you and like tells enemies, hey, he's behind this rock over here. Come fuck him up. Like, yeah. Like they just have a bunch of funny shit.
And look, and look, if you know, whatever. I mean, if that's like, okay, so what like if Borderlands really does have gay or trans characters in it, and they put them in the show, cool. Okay, that's from the source material. Yeah. It's like I was watching that. I saw a bunch of people bitching about what's that show or that movie that just came out here? I talked about it very briefly on one of the chats like a few weeks ago. It's about the Samoan. It's the true story about the Samoan soccer team that sucked, and then they ended up going to like the World Series or whatever, World Cup or something like that, after a coach came in from America and helped train them.
It sounds exactly like Cool Runnings, except for
no, it totally is. It totally is, because it's another true story that happened just like that. But it's true. I mean, I looked it up. It's all legitimate. It's true. It's a legitimate true story. Happened in the late 2000s, early 2010s. It was a fucking Samoan soccer team that fucking sucked, and you know, this coach from America who had been kicked out of every other team that he worked with, like, got sent, and it was like his last chance. And it's totally like a fucking true story. Which, by the way, Cool Runnings was a true story too. Anyway, like one of the main characters in the movie was this trans chick, right? And people were like fucking losing their mind. Oh, they're promoting trans this and putting shit. Well, no, that was a true story. Like he, whatever, was one of the people on the team. Like, legitimately, it's historically accurate. And that's what I mean. Like, people are trained to just fucking assume that anything they are watching, that the story has been changed specifically to push woke ideology. So even if it's not, people just assume it is, because that's what Hollywood has done to fans. Fans just assume Hollywood's fucking them over with some bullshit political message. So they will just preemptively fucking talk shit about something and hate something. But
well,
guess
the thing is, they would get away with it if they were just like a little bit more subtle and a little bit not so in your face about it. And like when they did their like little press conferences, they wouldn't say like, "Oh, we rewrote Snow White for whatever the fuck they said that ruined Snow White." Remember that shit?
Oh yeah,
like that was actually hilarious. That like they had to go back and reshoot Snow White because of what that bitch said on the red carpet.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're at now. Because you're right, we have been abused so much to the point where people are ready to jump down their fucking throat.
Yeah. Like, these people should take a cue from fucking Gene Roddenberry, who knew how to tell a story and present things in a way that made people think. I mean, look what he did between the 1960 show and Next Generation. You know what I mean? First interracial kiss on television between Kirk and Uhura, right? You know
First
what I mean?
black female lead who wasn't like a sub character. Uhura had lines and brought substance and brought
and survived.
Value.
You know,
Yeah.
like and then subtle things like the whole. Everybody remembers very famous episode where Frank Gorshin. Is it Gorshin? Gorsham? Anyway, the guy that played Riddler on the Adam West Batman series. He was from a planet where, everybody's black on one half and white on the other half. And, some of them were black on the right and white on the left. And some of them were black on the left and white on the right. And the whole point of the show was these two warring factions hated each other just because the color of their skin, right? Very famous episode. It was Gene Roddenberry talking about racism and how stupid it was.
Dude, that's just the Starbelly Sneeches.
Yeah. I mean, they used to make subtle points that made sense, that addressed real world issues at any given time. Next Generation did the same thing. And they did it in a way that was intelligent and well written and intellectual and made you think, and maybe even made you not realize what you were watching. They didn't shove shit in your face, right? But they still, made their points,
Pure talent.
Yeah, exactly. It was just pure, unadulterated, skillful, excellent writing that helped to push a narrative in a positive way. That wasn't beating people over the heads. That wasn't insulting the audience. That wasn't insulting whole groups of people. You know what I mean? They didn't just say, "Oh, fuck white men." You know what I mean? Which is what they fucking do now, right? So they did it in a very intelligent, smart way that got a lot of people to fucking think. And they don't know how to do that anymore. They don't know how to write well. They don't know how to tell good fucking stories. They don't know how to create good fucking characters anymore. So they just ruin shit and do nothing but push a blatant political agenda at all times in the face of everything else, including them losing fuck tons of money. I mean, how many billions of dollars did Disney lose last year because of this shit?
60
You know what I mean?
million.
And they still didn't learn their lesson. They're doubling down on it and blaming the fans.
Now,
South
the
Park
Starbelly Sneeches had bellies with stars, but the plain belly Sneeches had none upon thars. Those
South Park-
stars weren't so big; they were really so small that some said there weren't any stars at all. I'll stop.
I want to say, South Park said it best. Put a chick in it and make her lame and gay, bro.
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know, man. There's no more. It seems like there's just no more good writers in Hollywood that you know, because they're not writing shit that makes people think. By the way, I don't know. Like, it's just blatant, like, beating you over the head and representation. But if there's no good storytelling, if there's no good characters, and if nobody's fucking watching it, why are you making the shit?
You know what it is? I think
You do something fucking on a shoestring budget Gene Roddenberry was doing in fucking 1966.
You know what it is, though? I think it's a case of too many chefs ruining the soup. When you have committees of people writing things, and we got to include the LGBTQ point of view, and what about women of color? And hey, there's no like African American men in this Star Wars. We got to like do, you know what I mean? Like, and then you have all of these people that add in their little bit of spice and their little bit of like cream or butter or whatever it is to the soup, and at the end of it, you end up with this hodgepodge of shit that tastes like shit because it had no cohesion, it had no vision that carried through from beginning to end, that made the soup good. That was what people wanted from soup, was like good fucking like chicken noodle, but you added a whole bunch of other bullshit in there, and now no one wants to eat it.
Yeah, and then you just completely took out the chicken and the noodles.
Let's see.
It is.
Audience wants X. Let's give them Y. We have complete failure. Let's blame the audience.
Yep, which is what they're doing.
Yeah, because we failed, now we will double down because of our failure and make it like twice as salty next time. Yeah.
That's like the girl who talked about how she wanted to do, she didn't, what was it, the Star Wars one, who got kicked off from directing? She's like, I like to make men feel uncomfortable. I'm like, what? Why? We're your base of what like Star Wars. Like, I get there's girls that like Star Wars, but most of us are dudes. Why would you say that? And it's like, it's an empowering thing to like say you don't like us.
The producer in charge of the She-Hulk series, she set out to piss off fans. She even said it openly. She wants to do this series to troll the fan base. Because, I have a female character, and trolls hate female characters. Not understanding anything about comics, and people actually love the character She-Hulk in the comics. Not what you gave us, but the comic book version people loved.
Yep. Well, again, and I've said this 5 billion fucking times before, but when it comes to genre fans, okay, we're the wrong people to fucking lecture to. Because we were the first people to be on board with fucking Princess Leia being a badass, or Ellen Ripley being a badass, or Sarah Connor being a badass, or Buffy the Vampire Slayer being a badass, and all these characters being badass fucking leaders who were very capable. Genre fans who like comic books and sci-fi and all these things were the first motherfuckers who were on board with actual female empowerment, or actual characters that weren't mainstream white dudes actually being heroes and leaders and saviors. We were the first ones on board with it. And so you take the shit that we love and fucking try to beat us over the head with it, with shitty stories, and make it and be like, we just want to piss you guys off. Why?
No.
Long before this bitch who fucking wrote She-Hulk, or this bitch who fucking tried to do the next Star Wars movie, long before they were fucking even learning how to piss in a fucking toilet, We were fucking fans of strong female, capable, well-written fucking characters, and now they want to come along and pretend like they know all about it. This is as stupid as when what's-her-fuck, who did Hunger Games, was out there spouting like, oh, you know, when we did Hunger Games, that was the first time a female lead was ever strong. Are you fucking retarded? Do you not understand who you're preaching to? Like, you're just going to ignore characters like Princess Leia and Ellen Ripley and fucking Sarah Connor and Buffy fucking Summers and all these great fucking characters that we watched for 3 fucking decades before your bitch ass ever came along? And you want to fucking lecture us about not being inclusive? Fuck off. Like, shut the fuck up. It's the wrong crowd. It's the wrong crowd to be fucking lecturing, okay? Genre fans have been ahead of the curve going back to the 1960s Star Trek when we were all still fucking fans, no matter what bullshit that went against the times that Gene Roddenberry did. We were like, fuck yes. We loved Uhura, right? We liked the episodes where they fucking talked about racism. We loved all that shit since the 1960s, and now they want to come along and lecture us like we are the ones that have the fucking problem. No.
These are the same people who think Katniss Everdeen was the very first female lead action star.
Yes. Fucking dumb shit.
That's a great point, Matt. That's a great point to bring up our track record. I've never heard it brought up like that. I think that's what the hill we should die on and say, look, tell us when we've really had a problem with moving the agenda towards moving, having progress in the right direction for the right reason.
Exactly.
You can't say because it was the first folks to have characters of color, of different ethnicities in Star Wars and Star Trek and all these other areas where we've been super forward thinking about having leads, and that's a great way to stand on it, man. We are the least of that. We were the first ones. That's a really good point. Princess Leia, all these other ones in the late in the 70s and then Star Trek in the 60s. Those are all really good points that we've been on this.
Yeah.
This ain't new to us.
It was the genre fans that led this, that accepted these characters first, that read the comic books about these characters, that watched the sci-fi movies or the fantasy movies or whatever the fuck it was, or the TV shows like fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was us genre fans who were the first on board with this, and now all these new directors and comic book writers and all these other fucktwats want to come in and start lecturing us. Bitch, you were in diapers when Sarah Connor was kicking ass, and I was going to see T2 17 fucking times at the movie theater, so you can go fuck yourself. Don't lecture me on fucking women's empowerment just so you can make some shitty She-Hulk show or Star Wars movie or fucking the Marvels or whatever the fuck you think.
Well,
bitch, when you were still a fucking sucking your mama's titties when I was enjoying this shit, and now you want to come along like you're some fucking savior and ruin a comic book or ruin a character or ruin a movie or a franchise? Fuck that.
You would think people would have woke up too when they started attacking Star Trek fans for not liking the horribly written modern Star Trek. Because
Star Trek fans were on, dude. Star Trek. I mean, from the point of view of female empowerment or people of color, which sounds so fucking racist, but you know, people who weren't white being leads and main characters and heroic characters or even gay characters or whatever, right? Like Star Trek fans were there first.
Or disabled veterans. Scotty was shot.
Disabled veterans, yes.
Scotty was Scott like 4 times in D-Day and smoked like 10 Germans. That's my favorite.
And was actually missing a finger.
Yeah, I didn't know that. He's missing a finger. Did you ever hear Uhura talk about meeting, I mean, politics aside, MLK and how she was going to quit Star Trek and how he had a conversation with her?
Talked her into it, yeah.
Yeah, he said like, no, you don't understand. Like little black girls are seeing you on screen represent them in a positive way, and you're not a helper or like a servant. You're a Starfleet officer, and explain the importance. I'm like, don't talk to me about like our forward thinking. We were there in the 60s. So like I love it. And Star Trek is such a good show, man.
Yes. It was so well written, and it was actually addressing real world problems. Racism was a problem in the 1960s. It was a fucking problem. And it was addressing that problem in a smart and intelligent and well-written way. You know? The trash they're putting out now in comic books and movies and television shows is just that. It's fucking trash. It's woke fucking trash.
What would be nice too if they could actually listen to the message of the Star Trek, the older Star Trek 2s, where you're not supposed to be getting offended by words. Words don't have power over you. Like when Abraham Lincoln, the representation of Abraham Lincoln was on the Enterprise, and the way he addressed Uhura. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. That term may be offensive." Now I was like, "She's like, why?"
Yeah. What did he call? Did he call her a negress?
Yes.
Right. I think so. Can you say that on YouTube? It was from a Star Trek episode.
I wouldn't want to say it.
I'll say it. I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think it's not like the N word, but like, you know, I think it's what he called her on Star Trek, and yeah. And people forget this shit, man. And I get so fucking tired of getting preached to, bitch. I born in '77, okay. All through the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, genre fans were ahead of the fucking curve for all this shit you say you fucking care about. And then you just come in and want to fucking lectures. And most of the people doing this shit, writing these fucking movies, directing these movies and television shows, writing these shitty ass comic books, are like in their fucking 20s and 30s, aren't as old as us, and fucking don't even do the research to figure out, oh, they were doing this in Star Trek or Star Wars or fucking Buffy or Terminator or fucking Aliens or shit fucking decades before I was fucking born. And here I come along acting like I'm some big shit and I'm teaching everybody a fucking lesson that they need to learn. Bitch, we learned it 40 years ago. Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
It's infuriating, man. It's fucking infuriating. And that's the problem. Because then they don't even, like I said, they don't even try to write good shit. They're not writing good shit, and then you complain about it, and you just get called a racist, sexist, homophobe. No, your shit sucks. That's why we don't like it. It fucking sucks. You don't know how to write characters. You don't know how to write a fucking story. It fucking sucks.
The problem with that is all the young people, man, everybody is telling them, hey, you're special, you're the very best, but these are the problems, and they pound it into their head. So then when they get out, they're like, I can make a difference. I'm special. And they just rag on everybody else because they're not special. And it's the fucking wrong way of thinking, and it's destroying this country. It's taking away all the fucking balls we have in this country. And it's taking away every good art we have, every good fucking movie we have. That's why I'm going back. I'm enjoying shit from the 80s. I wasn't even a fucking sperm because we don't have this stupid bullshit agenda to worry about. I just enjoy the movie.
Well, on the streaming services right now, the number one streaming shows are older shows. Nobody's watching the modern stuff.
Because it's trash.
Yeah,
okay, so I think the move is to spend more on the chair and then get the protection program.
I don't know. I'm like,
so that like for the next 3 years, if my expensive ass chair breaks, I can get a new expensive ass chair.
There you go.
I'm fucking lit, man. I'm hitting the beers hard. So,
but I recommend going and fucking like getting one in store, like Office Depot or fucking something like that. Even Home Depot sells office chairs, and like sitting in them instead of just ordering one online. Like actually, like, okay, I like this chair, and knowing whether or not it's a cheap piece of shit before you buy it.
Yeah.
Here, dude, this one looks nice. This is the one I'm leaning towards right now. Here, let me share it.
Okay.
This weird program you have. Jeez, man. Okay, here we go. There it is. So it's got like the lumbar support. It does the tilting. It's got adjustable shit. It's got the headrest. It's not cheap for my standards, like $170.
Yeah.
But it's on sale, so normally it's like $250. And look, it goes all the way to 145 degrees.
The only thing I will say about that, the first thing I noticed and something I've learned about chairs, get the widest wheelbase possible, because I'm going to call bullshit on what it's doing right there. If you lean that chair back that much, see how those wheels barely stick out further than the butt of the seat does?
Yeah.
You're going to fucking go back.
Oh yeah.
You need wheels out
Hey,
wider.
can I sue them for that? Because like you allow me to tilt that much, and then I do, and then I have a neck problem.
Yeah,
after.
I'm telling you, dude, that's not a wide wheelbase. The wheels need to. The wider they are, the steadier the fucking chair is.
Yeah. Okay.
Those wheels are fairly close in, so you got a very small footprint on the floor below you. So if your weight goes off too much, whoop.
Also, that's another selling point. This comes with like skateboard wheels instead of fucking, well, not skateboard wheels, but like better upgraded wheels.
Yeah, nice, not the cheap plastic ones, but like,
right.
Yeah,
that's
like
a huge
wheels
upgrade.
with fucking bearings and shit in them.
Correct. Yeah. Plus, with the protection plan, then I've got a chair for 3 years, and I don't have to worry about it again, right?
Yeah, that's true. So actually, if you only spend $150 instead of $100 a year, you're saving money over 3 years.
Well, instead of being 200, it's 160. So
yeah, well, so 160. Like if you spend $100 on a chair every year for the next 3 years, you'd be spending $300.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
So
the way, man.
saving $100 is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, hell, you're saving almost 150.
Well, I mean, with the protection is 30.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So it's like $200 altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good call.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Give in to the dark side.
Somehow Palpatine's returned.
We don't know how he returned.
Fully operational.
Yeah. Anyway, oh shit, still on echo there. Sorry.
All right, Big Bad Toaster.
Yeah, what do you?
Today.
How do you do that?
The button that says effect, it's right next to your master volume up and down slide. It says effect.
You mean this button?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Did it not do anything?
No, I didn't do anything.
How about now? How about now? How about
No.
now?
No.
It's not doing anything?
It's not doing anything.
But mine does.
And you literally have the same fucking thing I do.
Why won't mine do the thing?
You know
I
what's
don't
really
know.
sad is that Palpatine was better than the freaking Palpatine in the new trilogy.
Oh, that's saying something.
That is very sad. Blew the balls off Palpatine, bro.
Let the hate flow through you.
I got a question.
Okay, what about now? What about now?
Matt? What are your
Nothing?
thoughts?
Nothing.
Matt, I was on my chat, the superior one that doesn't include Escape from LA. I'm just joking. Thoughts on, because I revisited Aliens.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Aliens versus Part 3 and 1. What do you appreciate about the differences? What do you have issues with? What are your overall thoughts on 1, 2, and 3?
Just talking 1, 2. Well, 2 is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Right, and in one of those where it's better than the first, but not.
Yeah,
like it's just different.
So I actually went back recently. I haven't rewatched 3 in a while, but I've rewatched 1 and 2 recently because my daughter, my 14-year-old, had never seen it. So I was like, well, you need to watch it. So we sat down a few weeks ago and watched 1 and 2. And going back and rewatching 1 and 2, what stood out to me the most was how poorly 1 has aged.
Yeah, really.
Like it's still a good movie, but going back and watching it, it's got a lot of slow shit in it.
Yeah.
Not a lot happens through most of the movie, and I just didn't enjoy it like I did, and I haven't watched it in a really long time because it's never been my favorite. 2's always been my favorite, and 2 I watch like once a year. But I hadn't gone back and watched Part 1 in a really long time, and what you know what it was? It felt like the whole story could have been done in about an hour. And I get it was the 70s, and they did that slow burn shit a lot more back then. And I think that was just the pacing of the era. And I still think it's a good movie. It's still, it's still a really good sci-fi horror movie. But I don't think it holds up as well as I thought it did.
Mm-hmm.
Going back and watch, still good, still a great beginning. All the characters are really good, but I just felt like it dragged on too much. Like for what content was actually in that 2 hours, it was really only like an hour's worth of content.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know exactly.
Okay, what about now? What about now?
We could have easily done that in an hour, in 60 minutes. Nothing, Honda.
Nothing really? God fucking Jesus. Nothing?
Nothing. It's not doing it. But
Okay, what about now?
no.
Still no.
When you push that button, is the light coming on?
Yeah, the light's on.
I'm
Maybe
not
you
hearing
know the kind and
any
effect to it.
echo at all. And I'm being totally legit. This isn't like a falafel moment where we're fucking with you. Like I'm not hearing.
Falafel. No falafel.
No, I'm not hearing it.
Life right
I mean, y'all can clearly hear it when I do it, right? Like y'all can hear that echo.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds like falafel to me.
So you can hear the echo when you push that button.
No, I can't. What? I can't hear
When I
myself.
push the
I don't
button-
know.
When I push the button, I can totally hear myself echoing. I can
It's
hear it when I push
gay.
the button.
Very gay.
Nope, just a standard gay.
Super gay.
Echo.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm watching this chat back and calling your bullshit.
Do
Yeah.
it. I'm telling you, it's not echoing. You should be able to hear it. When I push that button on mine, I can hear the echo through the speakers. I can hear myself echoing.
Do it.
Do it. Give in to the hate. Give in to the dark side.
Giggity.
Hey man, I gotta tell you, with your white beard, you're really starting to pull off a good Palpatine over there. You better watch out.
Nice. That's my goal in life.
I was thinking more like Wish.com Gandalf.
Nah, the beard's not long enough for that. And I just trimmed it
Great,
up.
that's why it's Wish.com.
Nah. Yeah, I
Well, I
just
didn't
gave
think,
myself a trim. So
My big bag toy store order arrived today, and I got the Mayfix Dark Knight Superman. It's nice.
yeah, there's a bunch of those Mayfix that I want to pick up, but goddamn, they're so expensive.
He was on sale in Big Bag Toy Store. That's why I got it.
I got this in today. So since they've the new Marvel Legends Vision came out.
Yep.
Like the older one has like fucking gone cheap as shit. I picked this dude up in minty condition, and he came in package, and the dude even sent me a free Vision comic book with it. I picked this dude up for $15. His price is. I love this thing. It's not classic Vision, but the paint on this is far better than anything Hasbro's doing today. The fucking like actual metallic green paint and everything they put all over him. It's a
The
phenomenal.
one after that too, the retro carded one.
Yeah.
It's got the metallic paint too, and then
Yeah, I think they're both better than the new one that just came out.
I did my review. It's like, yeah, the body and stuff and head sculpt is nicer on the new one, but the paint's better on the old ones.
Yeah. So I picked him up for $15 free shipping, and he came with a comic book. I was like, fucking A. So
That's the era when Vision was actually nanotech. He was actually billions of machines comprising this.
yeah, I liked it. I love the paint and everything on this. So I was like, fuck yeah, for $15, because he used to sell for like over 30, and so I never picked him up because I didn't want to spend that much. And I saw somebody had him on sale or was selling him for fucking 15. I was like, sold. I guess that new Vision does, everybody's going after that one, so everybody's selling their old ones. I'm like, I'll take it, motherfucker.
The cape on the new one too is like super rigid.
Yeah. This one, when I first got it in, the cape was a little bent up in the package, because it had been sitting in the package for fucking 10 years or however long. So I had to get the blow dryer out to straighten up the cape a little bit, but came out fine, man. So I'm happy with that one.
Don's gonna make me a new cape for Division.
I want to get a yellow, like a cloth goods cape for this. I just ordered a cloth goods cape for my Superman that I'm doing because I still haven't gotten my Hush figure in yet to do the fucking swap on that. But I did order a wired cape for him off of eBay that I found for like $17. That actually does have the S logo on the back and everything.
GPS lot.
Yes, actually, GPS lot. Yeah,
There.
which I've ordered from them before. That's where I got my black Superman cape. So I've ordered stuff from them before.
They got good stuff.
Yeah, I love the one I got for Black Superman is a fucking great cape. So whenever I get that in, I'm gonna take this fucking shitty McFarlane thing off and put that one on there, and then I'll do the trunk swap, and I'm fucking done with that, dude. That'll be my go-to Superman on my shelf.
All right, I watched the chat back. You're right. My shit's not working.
I done told you. I fucking told you, motherfucker.
I don't know why it wouldn't. Like, we've got literally the same shit. We'll have to go over this later.
I don't know. And mine's just plug and play. Like, I mean, I've got the software that I got that I had to upload when I bought it. Or whatever,
If only you were.
You have to have drivers for it to work properly. Did you never upload drivers in the software?
Drivers?
Yes. Computer drivers? Did you not upload your shit when you bought that thing?
Drivers?
Jesus Christ.
If you were in the Montana Coast Guard, you'd know.
Mm-hmm. Lace in the chat says The Boys season 4 is coming June 13th. I can't wait. I love The Boys. It's a fucking great show. I'm a very big fan of that show. I know Duke isn't because he doesn't like too much penis, especially exploding penis. And that show has had now, 2 incidents of exploding penis? One in the first season and one in the third season. There's a lot of penis in that show, man.
I still think my favorite thing of that entire show is when the dude ran through the chick and the guy's just standing there holding his arms. Like the first one.
Oh, yeah, that's like the first scene in the first episode. Yeah.
That is so good. That is so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and one thing I love, and I wish Duke would watch this show, but I know he's never going to, is so I don't remember his real name. Somebody in the chat probably knows maybe, I don't know. I never read The Boys. I never read the comics, so I don't know what this character's real name is, but I call him Sausage King. He's the dude with the very, very, very ridiculously huge, long penis that he can control like it's an arm or a tendril.
Prehensile.
Remember when Mother's Milk, he grabbed him around his neck with his fucking dick and was choking him through the door? I find that shit funny.
Well, the show doesn't follow the premise of the comic whatsoever.
Yeah, I assumed it didn't because I've talked to people who've read the comic and they're like, "Oh, it changes a lot of stuff." I'm like, okay.
Well, Mother's Milk's a bad guy.
Yeah, Mother's Milk's I know he's a bad dude in the show.
And Butcher kills him.
Yeah,
and there's a reason why he's got the name Mother's Milk.
Yeah, well, I've heard the reason why he literally drinks his mother's tit milk. Doesn't it give him powers?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just for fun.
He just does it for fun. That's even worse. That's way worse. That's way fucking worse. Shit. Oh Lord. Anyway, what else is going on this week? I don't know. Is there any other geek news? Oh, you know what? I was excited to hear about is apparently, and I heard this is official now. Is that Henry Cavill has signed with Marvel for something. Don't know what. They haven't released it yet, but he's signed with Marvel for something. Now, my top 3 choices, or top 4 choices, I should say, and I don't know if he's going to be any of these, is either, I think he'd make a great Dr. Doom. I think he'd be a great Victor Von Doom. He'd be great for that. One of the obvious ones is Captain Britain. Come on. Which, by the way, they said that he's going to play a crucial role in some upcoming movies. Now, we know they're doing multiverse stuff, and Captain Britain is the protector of the multiverse. So that might be it. He might actually be playing Captain Britain. Would make sense. That's a crucial role coming up in all the multiverse stuff that's going on. But I'd still love to see him as Doctor Doom. The other one is a bit on the nose, but I think it would be a great fit, and that's Hyperion.
Yeah.
Because Hyperion is just Marvel's version of Superman. Like, bit on the nose. I don't know if they're going to bring in Hyperion. Like, they might with this multiverse stuff, you know? But I don't know if they will. That one's the one I find least likely.
He'd make a great Wonder Man, too.
Yeah, he'd make a great Wonder Man, too. But then another one that would be a crucial role in the upcoming multiverse stuff that I think he'd do a great job in is the Beyonder.
Yeah.
So I can see him as the Beyonder. Out of all of these, I want to see him as Dr. Doom because I think him as Victor Von Doom would be awesome. Like, you're talking about a dude that can carry a Dr. Doom movie easily. You know what I mean? Like, he could bring a fucking level of gravitas to fucking Dr. Doom. Like,
I think it was hilarious. I was in a Facebook. I saw on Facebook where these people were talking about the possibility of him being a Wolverine variant, like in the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, "He's too tall to be Wolverine." It's like, you all do know he's shorter than Hugh Jackman. I mean,
yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, no.
I
don't want to. I seriously doubt they're going to have him play a variant of Wolverine, but
Danny DeVito, baby, Wolverine.
That would be fucking funny as shit.
That would be hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd buy him as Hyperion, Captain Britain, the Beyonder, or Doctor Doom. Like, give me him as one of those. That'd be awesome. So I don't know. We'll see. It'd be cool if he does. I don't know what he's gonna play. Hopefully, it's something cool. Or he could do like
have him be Doom and him kill Kang.
Have him do what?
Kill Kang.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, he could. Well, he's a lot he could fucking do. One thing would be kind of cool. There's a character I'd love to see in the MCU, and I think with what has happened in Guardians of the Galaxy and Infinity War, it'd be a great time to do it, which is bring in Richard Rider, Nova, because like the Nova Corps has been destroyed, right?
Yeah. So
you got Richard Rider as like the last Nova Corps member. Have him just be a dude who much in the same way that like fucking Green Lantern gets the ring, right? Like he finds the helmet, and becomes the last Nova Corps member. And have fucking Henry Cavill play fucking Richard Rider. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Dick Rider.
So I could see him doing Richard Rider. Dick Rider. He could be a Dick Rider. But I don't know, man. I like Henry Cavill. He was a great fucking Superman. So as long as they don't just bring him into the MCU, just do another fucking shitty ass woke bullshit fucking movie, because it's gonna be such a fucking waste.
The James Bond Rider.
Is it sad that I just want Blade and the Punisher?
Mm-hmm.
New Blade would be awesome.
I think Blade's DOA.
Why would you say that?
They've had so many problems with that movie, and the actor they got for Blade, he's a fantastic actor, but I think he's horrible casting for Blade, though.
Yeah, but he's so fucking jacked. Do you know how sick that would be, him doing crazy moves and shit as Blade?
Mm-hmm.
I just love, dude, I watch those Blade movies all the time, dude. That's like one of my favorite fucking characters.
Dude, can I tell you something? I love those Blade movies.
Yeah.
I don't even hate the third Blade movie. Like, it's by far the least good one. But like, I still like watching it. Like, I don't hate it. Like, a lot of people fucking hate that
Blade's
movie.
just cool.
I still like it. It's not as good as the first two, but I still like that fucking movie.
I don't like the third one either because, well, they took all the Wesley Snipes saved that franchise with the second movie. They didn't even want to do the second movie. They let him be in charge. But it did really well. They took all his control away, and he just became a regular actor, and he kind of phoned everything in. He didn't really give a crap.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and you could tell he didn't give a shit. But I still think it's a fun movie. Like I still, it's still fucking Blade.
Yeah, dude.
So I still like it. A lot of people fucking despise that movie, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, it's still fucking Blade, dude. Like, it's still a fun fucking ass vampire hunter movie. So, yeah, I think, and part of it was because he was pissed. They took all the control away because they wanted to do spin-offs, like what is it called? What are they called? The Dark Stalkers or whatever the fuck they were. Not Dark Stalkers. What the fuck were they called? That team that had Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel and all that shit.
I mean,
There's a team. There's some fucking team from the comics that I vaguely have a recollection of.
It's not the Defenders. It's something different.
Yeah, it's something else. I want to say it was Dark Stalkers, but I don't think that's it. That's a video game, isn't it?
There actually was a Dark Stalkers comic.
Well, then was that what it was? I don't know. Anyway, they were supposed to be some team that they wanted to spin off and do all this shit, and so they focused a lot of the movie on that. And obviously, Wesley Snipes was like, "This is my fucking franchise. What the fuck?" And so they took control away from him to input a lot of that shit in there. And yeah, he was not happy. So, but yeah, oh well.
He didn't like any of the casting they did. It's like Jessica Biel, he thought she was completely wrong. He said the actress should be older than her, like it's going to be Whistler's daughter and stuff like that. Well, she's right.
Yeah. Well, and in his defense, like, I think Jessica Biel is a horrible actress. Yeah. I don't like her in anything she's ever been in. Like, I think she's a horrible, horrible actress. And I think anything she's in, you could have found somebody better. So, but that's my personal opinion. Some people like her. I think some people like her just because they think she's hot. I think that's it. And that's fine, I guess. But, like, there's a lot of hot chicks you can get to put in shit that can actually act. So, I don't know why it has to be fucking her, but whatever. Whatever. But, who am I? I'm just some nobody that pays to see all this shit. Why should my fucking opinion matter? But anyway. Yeah.
My cat's going crazy. I won't let her out.
All right. So what else is going on? Duke, you're being awfully quiet. Are you backstabbing me at this very moment? Huh? I feel like he's doing shit behind my back right now.
You know what he's not doing is his fucking dollar store challenge bag that I've been.
No shit, right? What the fuck? Like, we had this whole conversation on his show about this. I went out the next weekend and did it. You've gone out and done it. I think there's been a couple other people that have done it as well.
Yeah, I'm a nobody.
Duke just fucking doesn't do a fucking thing.
Dude, I messaged him literally twice this week to get his video out. He's like, I'm editing it. I'm like, just fucking put it out, dog. Who cares?
Fucking hell, man.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Get the lead out, bro. Did you fucking fall asleep? Is that why you're being so quiet and muted yourself there, Dookie Doo? Bet you fucking fell asleep, motherfucker. Thank you, Lead Lace. Night Stalkers is what I was thinking of. Not Dark Stalkers. Night Stalkers. Yes. That's the team I'm thinking of from Marvel Comics, and I think that's who the Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel characters were supposed to be. They were from Night Stalkers, and the studio was trying to, create a spinoff for them out of Blade 3. So, that's what it was. I know it was something Stalkers. Just couldn't remember what. But yeah. Yeah, there we go. I got nothing else for tonight, man. I got no other topics. I didn't really have any topics in the first place. I
don't know if you noticed, Lead Lace got the right. It's Night Stalkers, not Dark.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Okay. Yeah, Night Stalker. I knew it was something Stalker.
Dark Stalkers is a Capcom fighting game.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, isn't that a video game? So that's what But yeah, Night Stalkers was what they were trying to spin out of fucking Blade 3. Now I kind of want to watch Blade 3 again. I haven't watched it in a while. So they're fucking talking about it. Yeah. You guys should go back and watch it.
I really would like to, instead of doing a reboot of Blade, they should just worked in the Blade story into the MCU. He was doing stuff out.
Yeah, they totally said that. I don't think there was any reason why you couldn't have just brought Wesley Snipes back to do Blade. I think that would have fit in perfectly.
Let him be like the Whistler type too, like he's a daywalker. He ages like a regular human.
Yeah,
it would be cool to see him like freaking like white-haired Wesley Snipes, man. That would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be sick. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I picked up one of these here, Jared, and this totally works in a Marvel Legends display. These fucking old school Toy Biz Brood.
Oh yeah,
dude, they're still the perfect size. Like,
oh yeah.
So anybody wants to build up their Brood collection, you can pick these up on fucking eBay for like $10 to $15. They're not expensive. Tons of people have them. You can build up a whole fucking shelf, a whole army of fucking Brood if you want to. The easiest shit. I think I'm gonna pick up some more. Do a Brood display whenever I get that fucking Brood Wolverine. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. I think we're done for the evening. I didn't have anything specific or special to talk about tonight. Just kind of wanted to get on, do a little geek chat tonight, have a little fun, shoot the shit, see what's going on with the world. Sorry that I started the chat late, but had a birthday party to go to. So, but I think that's going to do it for today. We'll be back on the NEA channel on Monday. So be sure to tune in for that. And then, of course, we'll be back live on this channel on Geek Fusion on Friday with our Collector Fusion. And, and then we'll do it all over again next week, as we usually do. So,
we totally forgot to talk about the Transformer leaks with the new Constructicons and stuff yesterday.
What?
That leaked list of upcoming Transformers.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. Did I see that?
I sent it to you.
Did you?
I sent that GIF of Devastator merging.
Oh yeah! Now I remember that.
And it's like, completely forgot to talk about that yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's why we always have another chat. Oh shit! Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you guys next time. Enjoy your weekend. I got another birthday. I got 2 birthday parties a week. I got my nephew's was today. My daughter's is tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to be, I don't know. She wants to go to fucking, what's the name of that place? I don't know. It's a trampoline place. I don't remember what the hell it's called. It's just like just a huge building full of trampolines and like American Ninja Warrior style shit. I don't know. We're going there and then she wants to go get pizza afterwards. So there's like half my day yesterday. It's a weekend of birthdays. So, but anyway, we're going to get out of here. We will see you guys next time. As always, thank you guys for watching and hanging out. And deuces, yo. All that good stuff. And we will see you guys next time. So